This dude said, wow, TJ has gone really lowbrow since Drunken Peasants split up. What? What did I do? What did I fucking do? What's lowbrow? What I do was lowbrow. I mean, if I was like rubbing oil on my man titties going, let's watch some dude fall on his fucking face, guys. That's lowbrow. We're discussing politics and shit. This isn't lowbrow. Fuck you. Maybe it's not highbrow enough for you. Go watch someone more sophisticated then. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, this is a bitch called, in my humble fucking opinion. I don't know what her actual name is. Maybe she'll say it. They probably said it already. I just missed it because I wasn't paying attention. But let's listen.
On how we should answer that question.
For decades, if not centuries, art critics have repeated an odd dictum: always separate the art from the artist. It's a funny rule because so much of what's been canonized as triumphant or profound work is considered successful in part because it is personal. In my experience, if we can't find the humanity in something, it means far less to us.
Well, that's obviously not true anymore, considering the tremendous amount of just total pap that comes out of mainstream music, mainstream movies, mainstream everything. It's just all garbage now. It's all empty. It's all superficial. It's all about dancing and having a good fucking time. Occasionally something that actually has a point is made, but for the most part, no. TJ, are you taking some kind of drugs or drinking? I wish.
As a music critic, a huge part of my job consists of contextualizing a song or album in its cultural moment and on a creative continuum, figuring out how it works and what it means in relation to everything around it. But according to the old rules, the artist himself, who he is, what he does, how he behaves, what he believes, should remain off limits. It's become increasingly obvious that this way of thinking is outdated and dangerous. We can't simply cleave a song from the consciousness that created it because we like it, or because it's fun to dance to, or...
Actually, we can. There's actually nothing stopping us from doing that. But that's not even the argument I want to make to you, though. Not that your fucking pretentious ass will ever watch me or give a shit what I have to say. But earlier you talked about how good art contains within it an element of humanity, right? It contains an element of humanity. So what you're saying when you say, well, we can't like artists who did bad stuff, is you're saying that bad stuff isn't part of the human fucking condition. And I resent the fuck out of that. Because guess what? Murder, part of the human condition. Rape, part of the human condition. Sexual assault, part of the human condition. All this stuff is part of the human fucking condition. Can't deny it. It is. So the fact that, John Lennon was a wife beater or he neglected his kid, that doesn't mean that Imagine is now a shit song. It just means, hey, this was created by a flawed human being. Doesn't that make it kind of more beautiful in a way? Because it was something that, hey, this shows what human beings can aspire to. This shows that even from the darkest and most broken heart can come something fucking beautiful. Something that is inspirational in some way. But you want to say fuck that. You want to say that art can only come from good citizens. Well, guess what? A lot of times the best art comes from bad people. Art is about transcendence. It's about it's about showcasing your humanity, but it's also about moving past it to some extent. And that's why, someone in the chat just said, I like Charles Manson's music. Yeah. There's a haunting and sort of beautiful quality to some of that guy's songs, as primitive as they are. And he was a fucking deranged, murderous piece of shit. An evil, manipulative, conniving, backstabbing son of a bitch. But he was still able to create art. He was still able to create something that was pretty, that was beautiful, that would make you think. So fuck you and your attempt to sanitize art even further when we're already just awash in a sea of that. You know, I don't want an artist to be a fucking role model. I want them to be a fucking lunatic. And guess what? Lunatics do crazy shit. Lunatics also think outside the fucking box.
Or because we don't want to reckon with the idea that bad people can make beautiful things.
You're the one who doesn't want to reckon with that. You're the one who doesn't want to reckon with that. You're the one saying we should just ignore those people. No. If you really want to reckon with it, you don't ignore them. You contemplate that as you appreciate their art. You say, wow, this is something that's so beautiful, but it came from such an ugly person or a person who has such an ugly side to them. Because that's part of the human condition that you claim to value so fucking much, you lying fucking cunt. Sorry. Don't mean to be rude. Actually, I do.
It's on me to consider the ethical implications of my fandom. This means disavowing the work of artists who have been credibly or repeatedly accused of heinous crimes, or whose behavior over time indicates some deep moral fissure. The streaming service Spotify briefly banned music by two artists who have been accused of horrifying physical and sexual violence: the R&B singer R. Kelly and the rapper XXXTentacion on its curated playlists. I've enjoyed.
Someone just gave $50 and said, TJ, how can I contact you about real business? I don't know. Send me a DM on Twitter or send me a message on Facebook. Twitter DM is probably the best way.
Records by both of these artists. I've considered their work important and visionary, but I'm uncomfortable with supporting them financially, and I'm even more uncomfortable with tacitly approving or tolerating violence against women.
What are you fucking talking about? You're just... I'm sorry. I don't like R. Kelly. I tried to listen to some XXXTentacion and I thought it sucked. But let's say hypothetically I did enjoy them. Me listening to their music and being like, man, this song's pretty good. That is in no way a fucking endorsement of what they did. I mean, apply it to literally anything else in the world. Hey, yeah, oh wow, this is a nice building. Yeah, the architect was a rapist. Oh, well, I don't even want to be in this building then. Where's the logic there? Ooh, this is a tasty sandwich. Oh, it turns out the guy that works at the Subway was fucking molesting kids. Oh shit, now the sandwich is evil too. What are you talking about? You're insane. You're insane. You're fucking insane.
This is different than censorship. This is making...
It's different than censorship. It's different. Why? Tell me why.
A choice to be explicit about what we as listeners and consumers and fans will...
Yeah, I mean, hey, exercise your personal choice all you want, but earlier in this, you brought up the Spotify thing. You brought up how certain artists were removed from Spotify. That's not really about, you know, a choice. That's not really about a fucking choice, okay? When a music service actively removes artists that they don't approve of, as if Spotify are the moral arbiters of the fucking universe, that's not about us making a choice. If you want to make a choice to not listen to good music because the person who made it did something bad, that is a choice, and that's not censorship. But if you pressure platforms like Spotify to take that shit off their fucking playlists because you don't approve of it, that is censorship. Yes, it is. Sorry! Imagine if Mozart were a serial killer rapist. Or sorry, serial rapist / killer. Yeah, all of his music would suddenly suck, right? It would all just be dog shit. Because if you want to listen to some Mozart, or let's say you want to listen to some Beethoven, you want to listen to Ode to Joy. Oh, it turns out we found out that Beethoven used to stomp on puppies. Oh shit, now all of a sudden fucking Ode to Joy is all about puppy stomping. And if you listen to it, you're going to want to kill your own dog. Like there's magical thinking here where somehow the essence of evil is transferred upon the art created by a person. And now, their evil has contaminated this work of art, and if you listen to it, you too will become evil. What? I mean, I'm sorry, but what are you fucking talking about? You're insane. You're insane, and you're illogical, and you are allowing magical thinking to cloud your judgment.
And will not accept. Spotify eventually restored those artists to its playlists, saying it didn't want to play judge and jury. These deliberations aren't simple. Is it easier to pretend that the art and the artist who made it are distinct? Of course. Is the process of determining who's decent versus who's monstrous going to be clean or easy or fun?
I love how that's the options, right? You're either decent or you're monstrous. There's no in between, no gray area. You're either decent or you're a fucking monster. There's no middle ground there. There's not tons of different gradients of being an evil cocksucker to being a fucking saint. Fuck you, TJ. You know one can spew all the trash they want and people will buy it if they say it in a logical, calm tone. People will listen to her and Anita Sarkeesian first before you because of that. Okay. I don't know what exactly you're trying to say there, but I appreciate the contribution. And then someone on Streamlabs said, I like how you can see past the way information is presented and call out the bullshit. False dichotomies are everywhere. Tell me about it. I just heard another one. I like music from black metal solo band Burzum, yet I don't agree with Varg Vikernes' fucked up views. I separate the person from the music because I appreciate the art, not the person. Yeah. That's not... She's acting like this is a tremendous feat of mental gymnastics, but it's not. It's easy. It's really not that hard to do. Lovecraft wrote a messed up poem on the creation of niggers, but I still enjoy his work and can still acknowledge that. Yeah, Lovecraft was racist. He was racist. He was also one of the greatest writers of all time who had a tremendous influence on the horror genre. Oops. Didn't the Reich burn paintings because they were against the popular Reich lexicon? YouTube wouldn't let me say the German word. Okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. Look, people who burn books and burn paintings and censor art always think they're doing it for a good reason. Always think that they're somehow protecting the purity of our society. And whether it doesn't matter whether they come from the left, the right, or wherever. Censors always have some sort of ridiculous justification for why they need to censor things. And it's always bullshit. It's always fucking bullshit. And once again, your tax dollars are paying for this. Your tax dollars are paying for this woman to come up here and give this one-sided approach that there's not going to be any sort of other voice that comes up and challenges her. No. This is just her humble opinion. Well, my opinion isn't humble. My opinion is arrogant as fuck, and I think you're an idiot. That's my arrogant opinion, you humble bitch. What do you think? Dare I watch more?
Certainly not.
She answered me. I love that.
In my career, I've spoken with dozens of musicians, writers, and filmmakers who have talked about the creative process as a kind of sense-making experience. For many artists, it's simply how they figure out who they are and what they think. We can't pretend that songs or books or television shows just appear fully formed in the world, independent of any ideology or intention. The art is the artist. You don't get one without the other.
Yeah, so maybe you should just accept them both. You know? I mean, you don't have to morally approve of some rotten shit that someone did. I can't watch Channel Awesome anymore since changed the channel, but I understand that's a personal choice and don't begrudge anyone else for watching. Okay. Thanks for the $4.99. I forgot what I was saying, but this bitch is crazy. That's all it boils down to. YouTube makes it hard for creators to make money on this platform, so I appreciate your support through PayPal or through Patreon. Links to both can be found below in the description section for this video. And once again, thank you.